Hello beautiful humans, my name is Taryn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about all the books that I read in September. Yeah. The bun is big today. Okay, so September was the month of my reading slump. So I read a lot of I read what, like 26 books or something ridiculous in August, and I think that just like put me in this rut where like I didn't want to pick up a single book. I did get through 13 books though. I DNF'd one. Okay, let's talk about them. So I started off the month pretty strong. I read Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 4th book in the Natural series. This also has the novella 12 at the end of it that I also read, so I counted that as 2 books. I gave Bad Blood 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, but the ending I feel like I could have gotten a little bit more from. Now, saying that, the novella wrapped it up, I think, so much better. I seriously don't want this series to end. This series could go on and on forever and ever and ever, and I would read every single book and probably love every single book. I don't know that I rated the novella. I don't usually rate novellas.
That's beyond my abilities.
No, thank you, Siri. I don't normally rate novellas, but it was very good. This entire series was absolutely amazing. I definitely think that you should pick this up if you like YA mysteries. Not even if you don't like YA. The mystery, the thrill, that everything. Ugh. This is being talked about. This series is being talked about for a reason. It is so good. I also started off this month with Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is the last book in the, sorry if you can hear trash or recycling, maybe I should wait. This is the last book in the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. I have loved everything about the series. I have given each book a 5-star. I will say I am a Lucy Force stan. I love everything that she writes. Lucian and Sloane are 2 of my favorite characters, but I loved them more in the other books, I think, than I loved them in this book. I still loved it. Oh my god, I still loved it. I ate it up. It was perfect and amazing. But Things We Never Got Over, the first book, will forever be my baby, my number one, my everything. But I did thoroughly enjoy this one. So 5 stars. I said that right. Now we're just going in. I don't really remember what other order I read any of these in. I finished Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. This I read for 75 hard. It was a book. I gave it 3 stars, I think. I definitely liked it more than the other book that I was reading before this for 75 hard, but this one was still good. I really love the mantra, Everything is Figureoutable. I love, I don't know. I truly do think that if you put your mind to something, you can do it. So this book was really good to read. I listened to The Maid by Nita Prose. I feel like this is such an old book talk book, like an old like hyped book, but I finally got to it and I loved it. I gave it 4 stars, I think. I highly recommend the audio. The audio was really good. I hated most of the characters in this book. Like there was a core 4 humans that I actually liked from this book, and if you've read it then you know who I'm talking about. Everyone else I wanted to fist fight, and I feel like if a book can make you feel that way, that means something, right? I really liked it. I definitely want to read the next one because I think it like follows Molly the Maid still. Be good. It's a thriller about a maid and then one of the rooms that she cleans up, a guy is found dead and she ends up being one of the suspects. I also listened to Some Shall Break by Ellie Marney. This is the book that comes after None Shall Sleep. I read this one in July or August, and I didn't really love it. It was like, I think I gave it a 3.5 star. Everything that this book wasn't, this book was. I ate this book up from beginning to end. It was so good. Like, if there's another book in the series, which I really hope that there is because of the way that this ended, it needs to be written exactly like this one, because this was everything. I gave it 4.5 stars, which is such a big jump from the first book, and I never think that the second book in a series is as good as the first, right? Or is it the other way around? I don't know. I love this. I love this so much. And the cover is seriously everything. This kind of gives like natural series vibes. It's these two teenagers who help the FBI with teenage serial killers. Very good. I was really on an audiobook kick, I guess, in September, mostly because I couldn't pick up a book. That makes sense. I listened to a lot of books. I also listened to my first Riley Sager book ever. This was Lock Every Door. This was not my favorite. I'm glad that I have another one of his, and that kind of scares me because a lot of people say that this is their favorite book of his. This wasn't it for me, besties. This wasn't it for me. I gave it 3 stars. I feel like I was bored a lot. I wish it was more evil. Like, there was a specific character towards the end that did something good when the entire book she was bad. And I just wanted her to continue to be bad. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, why turn at the end? Like, that's when it's supposed to get like good and scary and thrilly, you know? And it didn't hit for me. Diego is listening to The Greatest Showman right now on apparently Mach 9, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. But I can't tell him to turn it down because I too would be blasting The Greatest Showman. Also, I'm sorry for my hair. There's no helping it. I keep looking in the viewfinder and the bun is really everywhere. Maybe I'll put a clip back here. You guys don't see the back of my head anyway. I'm gonna sandwich in my DNF because I don't want to end on a bad note. I tried to read What You Gonna Do by Avery Flynn. Look at this cover. That is the cutest cover I've ever seen in my entire life. So obviously I had to pick it up when I saw it. Here I am to tell you, don't pick it up. Do not be fooled by the cover because this was not good. Couldn't tell you the plot because there was 57 plots in one book. The main characters that were supposed to like each other, I don't think that they did at all. It was also supposed to be enemies to lovers, but like they never explained why they were ever enemies. So were they enemies or did they just like not like they just weren't friends? I really truly did not like it at all. I got halfway through, which I always tried to do, got halfway through, and that's all that I could do. I couldn't pick it up again. It was just not for me, not good. And I'm so sad because once again, I want to be her. She's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But not good. Now, a book that has a cute cover that I thought was really good was Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meier. I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce her name. But this cover and this book, so good. I gave it like a 4.5 star. I can't remember which one I gave. I'll stick with the 4-star though. The end of this, if the end of it was... the end of it really picked it up. Okay, so like the end, after I finished reading, I was like, ooh, 4.5 star. But then when I like think about the entire thing, I would give it a 4-star. Okay. Super cute, super funny. Someone said it was like a cozy fantasy, which I don't know if it like, I don't know if that's what it falls under, but it definitely gives cozy fantasy vibes. It's like a mystery. It is so funny. I was laughing so many times while reading it. I really enjoyed it. And there's a second one coming out. I hope. Oh my god. By the way that it ends, there has to be another one coming out. And I cannot wait to get my little grubby hands on it because I feel like the second one is going to be 20 times better than the first. And if you've read it, then you know why. I need the enemies. They're not enemies. This is a very slow burn. I need the burn. I need the burn to be burning, and it didn't burn here, but I needed to burn in the next one. Okay, that's it. Oh, the next one's gonna be so good. I also read Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. God, I read this like at the very beginning of the month, I think. I want to say I gave it like a 3-star. Let me see. Let me look at my Goodreads. Oh, I love this for me. I gave it 3 stars, but I didn't write a single thing in my review for it. So, thoughts, Taryn. Thoughts. I didn't care for the main characters. There is a character in here though, that like I think I'm gonna read the second book. The second book is about the character that I liked from this one. But the two other characters, so it's about like 4 guys, okay? And they are trying to get back at a girl for putting them in jail. It says it on the back, okay? Out of those 4 guys, I liked one of them. 2 of them, well, one absolute worst human I've ever read about in my entire life. Disgusting. And people are saying that his redemption arc is there and it's good, but I don't know that I can get that far. Because I think he's like the last book. Another one of the guys, I know nothing about him. He was like quiet and I don't care about him at all. The main guy in this one, he's all right. He's all right. I mean, you know, whatever. But then there's another one. I cannot remember his name at all. He was cool. I liked him. And I'll probably read his book and then probably give up on the series, which is fine. It's a dark romance, let me tell you. It's a dark romance. So just check some triggers if you plan on reading it. All of Penelope Douglas's books, I feel like I'm just kind of like, read it at your own risk. And that's how I feel about this one. And then, oh, I do have audiobooks. I do have like Kindle and audiobooks that I read as well. But my last physical book was The Invisible Life of Addy Laroo by V.E. Schwab. I do have the physical copy, but I did listen to it. And I really, really, really enjoyed the audiobook. All right, I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it, but I mean, it didn't give me that 5-star wow factor. And I will 100% say that it's because of the end of this book. The end of the book didn't do it for me. I wanted 2 things to happen. One thing or the other thing, and neither of them happened, and that pissed me off. And is that any reason to not like a book? No, probably not, but there we go, okay? I gave 4 stars because of that. Knocked down a whole star because it didn't do one of the 2 things that I wanted it to do. But I still really liked it. I don't know that I would have been able to get through it if I was reading it, just because it's a lot of information and description, and I wasn't in the mood to read all that last month. But the audiobook was really, 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 really good. So 4 stars. Okay, now what the heck did what are the non-physical books that I have? I listened to the audio of One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. I'll put a picture of the cover here. I gave it the 5 stars. This book was so, so, so good to me. Okay, I need you to go into it blind. I don't want you to look up a single thing about it, and I want you to listen to the audio. Okay? Now, when I say go into it blind, I also kind of want you to know that it gives very toxic southern rich women. That is what I want you to know going into it. Okay? And that's kind of it. And if you like that drama, then I think you're gonna love this book. I really, really enjoyed it. I did not see where it was going at all. That they really just, whoa. And the end was super, super good. So I recommend. Okay, and the last book that I read on my Kindle was Divine Arrivals by Rebecca Ross, and I gave that 4 stars. I'm gonna read my review because I don't particularly remember much about it. It's so hard to write a review for a book you're reading during a book slump. Okay. Yes, I loved it, but it was also so slow. But was that because I'm in a slump and had to physically force myself to pick this up? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't know. All in caps. I enjoyed it though, and I will be reading the next. Yeah, okay. So thinking back, it was slow. Like, it wasn't even like, you know how fantasy books, the last 100 pages are fast paced. It was like the last 100 pages were still slow, like faster paced, but still slow. And I just wanted more. I do have higher hopes for the second one because the way that the first one ended, I think that the second's gonna be really, really good. But the first was kind of hard for me to get through. But again, I kind of feel like that's because I was in a slump. It was also enemies to lovers, but that went poof so quickly, which is kind of boring sometimes, you know, kind of boring. Yeah, that's it. Those are the 13 books that I read in September. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite book was from September. I would have to say mine was definitely One of Us Is Dead by Geneva Rose. I really, really like that one. I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, and year. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, beautiful humans.